I remember my older brother Michael, he had this best friend named Lewis. Lewis to me was like awesome. Him and Michael were the coolest people in the world. I always saw them skateboarding, so sometimes Lewis and Michael would put me on one of their skateboards, push me down a little hill or something. I'd sit down, grab it. A lot of people in my middle school didn't skate, in my elementary school they didn't skate. I was the outsider. Everybody played soccer and basketball, and I enjoyed a lot of that too, but my heart lied with skateboarding. And he gave me that extra little push to say like, hey, it's okay that you like this. I would catch him playing Tony Hawk a lot. A few years after that, EA Skate came out, so I played EA Skate a lot. Those were my main core introductions. At the time, we were just all hanging out, filming videos together. We didn't have a name for it, a name for us. My brother Michael, he kept mentioning that. He was like, you guys need a name, so everybody knows what to call you. Michael ended up getting sick and in the hospital right after his brain surgery because he got diagnosed with a brain tumor that was cancerous. Right after the brain surgery, he had a bracelet on. Michael asked me like, hey, how's the name search going? And I told Michael, I said, we're still searching. And to this day, I think about this. Even after brain surgery, even after having to cut into his head, he was a genius still. And he looks around, he looks at his bracelet, it says Fall Risk. We go, yeah, that's the name, Fall Risk. He's always the biggest inspiration to me, he's always the biggest support. Got into a lot of arguments, but he was real to me. Reality is kind of bliss sometimes. Even if it hurts, it's bliss, and ends up setting you on the right path. And that's what he did for me a lot of times. Even if he knew something was hard for me, he said, still grab it. Skateboarding was a lot like that. He knew I wanted to go pro, he knew I wanted to get sponsored. He pushed me in. He was like my fire in a lot of ways. Yeah, skateboarding was always my vice in life. When he passed away, I was missing part of that fire. A little bit after he passed away, I had broke my toe. I remember just closing my eyes and thinking like, well, Mike will be mad at me right now. I knew he wouldn't be, but I also knew that things were about to get really dark for me because I'm thinking to myself, damn, when I'm home and I'm home bedridden for a few weeks and I have to use this boot on my leg, what am I gonna do? Exactly as I feared. I was stuck to mourning him. Everything outside reminded me of him. Everything inside reminded me of him. I lost my vice at that point. Through that, I found a bunch of other exercises that would help me, like poetry, writing about him, writing about skating. It helped me connect. It led me to a dark place, but lit an even brighter light for me. And now I have tons of different passions, By the time he passed away, I'd already kind of come to terms with his passing because he was suffering so much. I wasn't skating as angry as I used to, but I was skating more remorseful. I used to skate the same way I felt, and I used to skate angry. I used to land with more strength and anger, and by the time he passed away, it was slowing down. I was enjoying the skating a bit differently. I was not so much enjoying it differently, but embracing it differently. I felt a little bit more into poetry, and I thought to myself, you know what, I think it might be time to put down skateboarding, step away from it a little bit. I ultimately said I want to maybe go back to school, maybe find something that I could really put my soul into, like I used to be able to with skateboarding that I can't anymore. It also felt different because Michael wasn't there, and I felt like I lost my fire for it in certain ways. Now that's kind of where I'm at. So I want to become an English teacher, have summers off, go travel and skate, write poetry, maybe put a poetry book out, take photos. Kind of where I'm at now with skateboarding, more casually, soulful skating, I suppose you could say. Yeah.